one-size-fits-all legal disclaimer for the beginning of every episode that I upload. The views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency, organization, employer, or company that they are affiliated with. Examples of analysis performed within this podcast are only anecdotal examples. They should not be utilized in any real-world analytics as they are based on anecdotal information. That is all. Sweet. Awesome. All right. This is the 20th episode actually. So you're number
Awesome.
20. You're the 20th one. All right. So let me start this off. All right. Hi, this is Robert Cross, and this is Cross Theory, the podcast where we talk about this book, The Dictionary of Theories. I am here with a guest that I know little to nothing about, so I'm going to let him introduce himself before I go on my whole rant. Go ahead.
Right on. Well, thanks, Robert. I really appreciate you having me. My name is Ben Spak. I've been working on Builders for probably the past 4 or so months. Prior to that, prior to my entrepreneurship journey, I was focused on web dev for about 10 years. Also did a little bit of military experience in there, about 3, 4 years, and also did some marketing for about 4 or 5 years. So pretty well rounded. Took a very winding path to get where I'm at, but I'm happy where I'm at.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. And I'm Robert James Cross. I have a master's degree in writing, a master's degree in education, and I'm working on my doctorate in education right now. But that doesn't mean anything because the theory could have nothing to do with any of those things, and I won't know anything about it, and neither will Ben. So let's see what happens here. All right. So our next theory, abstinence rule of psychology. So it's a rule for clients in therapy that was derived from the psychoanalytic theory of Austrian Sigmund Freud, the
Mm.
king of psychoanalytics. Um, Anxiety and frustration are considered to be driving forces in the therapeutic process. In order to preserve such energy for the therapeutic process, clients are encouraged not to engage in gratifications, for example, smoking, idle conversations, or high levels of sexual activity outside of therapy sessions. So, what do you think about when you hear that?
I think that's wild. It sounds pretty restrictive, but I mean, Freud was an interesting cat. I mean, he did coke and that sort of
Yeah,
stuff
he
back
definitely
in
did.
the
Yeah.
days.
It's one of those. It's one of those guys that's like, do as I say, not as I do. Right?
Yeah.
No, that's funny. Yeah. No. I don't know what your um what's it called, whether or not you're sober or whatever. I've been sober for about 15 years now off of alcohol and like
Nice.
20 something years from cocaine and all that other stuff. But
Cali
yeah.
sober.
Are you sober? Yeah.
Cali sober.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cali sober. Cali, yeah, okay, Cali sober. Got it. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Are you based in California?
No, Denver actually.
Oh, you're in Denver. Okay, cool. Okay, so kind of like the second California, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, Denver, Colorado. Yeah, yeah, yeah. More, but I heard that there's a lot of weed there. There's like a huge
Oh,
weed
it's
business.
it's
Yeah,
it's it's perfect, man. I moved from Florida and I was paying like $50 for an eighth,
yeah.
and here I'm paying maybe $50 for like a medium ounce.
Oh
So
wow, that's a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's funny, man. Yeah, no, yeah, I haven't done weed either in a long time, but I did dabble in the cannabinoids like the CBD and the CBG, and
nice.
I did all those because I wanted to do something to like, bring my, like Freud was saying in there, my anxiety levels down and everything.
Mhm.
But I knew that if I smoked weed, I would have like panic attacks and shit. I mean, I
Yeah,
always did. That's part of the reason why I stopped doing it. But
gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, but like CBD and CBG and stuff, that stuff always calmed me down. And then
Nice.
yeah, it never got me like, I didn't feel the high, the body high or the head high or whatever. Have you did you so how long have you been partaking?
10, 15 years.
Yeah, okay, all right. And you've never had any kind of like paranoia or anything hardcore like that?
I get a paranoia occasionally,
Yeah,
but
get,
yeah. Par
but
for
not
the
like
course, right?
hardcore. Yeah, 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 everybody does, right? Yeah, yeah. Um, No, that's good. And then when you were starting your business right now, which is it's building.to, right? Is the company that you
Yeah,
have? Yeah.
builders.to.
Builders.to. Yeah, that's what it is. Um so when you were starting that, did any of the money that was coming in from that, was that all like none of that was from any kind of like drug thing, was there?
No,
No, okay,
no,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, is
no.
this like an Ozark thing, Where it's like,
I wish.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Give me millions. I'll
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah. Or was it all loans and things like that? Like it's like, geez,
it.
yeah, it's nonstop with that stuff. But no, so what is your company about? I actually don't know too much about it, except for there's something to do with AI, right? Is that
Kind of,
part of
sort of. Yeah,
kind of sort of? Yeah, 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 yeah.
we're a launch pad for like other software projects and for SaaS projects. At least that's how we started out.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of like a pseudo social network slash launch pad slash gambling site. So I
Oh,
don't
oh,
know, man.
okay. All right. Yeah, yeah.
It's a wager thing though. Like,
Okay.
so there's no monetary value. You can't like extract value from it. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of something fun. You can like gamble with like on platform tokens, and then you can use those tokens for like free advertising or soliciting like beta testers and getting reviews on your project, that sort of stuff. So
Got it. Is it kind of like crypto, the tokens?
yeah, not yet. Right
Okay.
now it's just all Web 2.
Got
So
it.
we're just keeping everything in the database.
Yeah.
But yeah, soon the plan is to go on to Web 3 and make everything
Nice.
on chain. So it's totally transparent.
Oh, cool.
And we also want to put on chain, just so like folks have like an opportunity to have a like a ledger of like everything that they've done on builders.
Yeah.
So like they have their social media posts, their projects, all that stuff, and it's all like verifiable.
Nice.
So
Nice.
that's the goal. We're still 4 months in, 5 months in, still
Oh,
pretty
okay.
pretty young. So
Got it. Got it. And what did you do before that? Like what you said you did some web dev stuff?
yeah. Yeah. So did web dev for about 10 since 2015.
Okay.
For about 10 years.
Any big companies like that we would know?
Yeah, Wells Fargo.
Oh, no. Okay, there you go. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
worked for
very good.
Wells Fargo for a bit. Entertainment Benefits Group, if you're familiar with like Disney and
Oh, really? Yeah.
all that stuff, they like kind of sell the tickets as an intermediary.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much for big names. I mean, most of the other stuff is just
Small
you know,
things. Yeah,
smaller or
yeah, yeah,
niche.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. No, it's cool. Yeah, I've been trying. Like, I have no kind of experience with web development at all because I'm a high school teacher. That's my trade, I guess,
Mhm.
and a writer and all that. But I did dabble in crypto for a while, which
Nice.
is where our mutual friend who got us connected. That's where I met him, was through the this coin called Rich Coin, and it
Mhm.
was yeah, we had both been into it, and then the dev ended up rug pulling everybody,
Oh shit.
including me, right? And I had put like, I don't know, 15, 20 grand into it, something like
Ooh.
that. Yeah, some ungodly amount of money. But anyway, the story has a happy ending though, because what happened was is that as soon as that happened, again, I had no experience with web development or crypto development or anything like that. I went on Pump Fun, and I created a token called KASD, which was Kill All Scamming Developers. That's what it was, right? And I made like a Twitter. I did like a whole website and everything that I did it for free, with all this stuff. And then
Mhm.
yeah, and then I just kind of like marketed it a little bit, a touch, and then it shot up. Uh, and then the dev that had scammed us, he hit me up actually. He emailed me because he found, I had emailed him and said he was a piece of shit for stealing everybody's money, whatever. So he emailed me. He goes, "How much would it cost for you to stop doing all this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I said, "Give me back all my money," right? And then so
Yeah.
he did. He gave me back all my money, and everybody else got pissed off about that. All the other people that had gotten scammed, they got mad at me about that. They were like, "Oh, how do we know you weren't involved with him?" And all this other stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, you could do your conspiracy theories or whatever." But I was mad as all hell. I wouldn't have created
Yeah.
that token if I wasn't pissed off, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but then, like I said, the thing shot up. I didn't sell any of my KASD, my kill all scamming devs token. I didn't sell any of it, and then it fucking dumped, which I didn't have anything to do with that. And then yeah, everybody got all pissy with me. But the happy ending was is that I didn't get fully scammed. A lot of other
Right
people
on.
did. And yeah, it was a bummer and everything. But I saw that throughout most of my crypto career, I guess you can call it. I don't have any crypto anymore. I've sold all of it, and I'm paying the fucking taxes for it now, especially in California. I don't know if you
Mm.
know anything about California tax or whether or not it's the same in Denver at all. But
Yeah, I heard California is really steep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you sell anything, um, what is it that you've held for less than a year,
Mhm.
it's 40% taxed.
What
Yeah,
the?
yeah, 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 40%. So like, I took out a lot of money, and then I owed back a lot of money, and
Mm.
so it's just like whatever. But no, my big claim to fame though, and the whole reason why I was in the on the rich train once it was pumping or whatever, was that I went on 4chan, the Biz forum that's on there, BIZ, and
Mhm.
somebody was hawking Sheeb, right? SHIB, the original Sheeb. And so, and this was like literally, it only been out for like a month or something. And they were hawking it on there. And I said, I'm going to buy some. So I bought $22 worth of it. And then I just didn't look at it, right? 22 bucks I spent, right? I
Mhm.
went back and I looked at it like 6 months later. I started dating my wife, and my wife goes, "Oh, we saw something on the news about crypto," and she goes, "Oh, do you have any crypto?" I said, "Yeah, actually, I do. I completely forgot about it." So I logged back into my wallet, and it was 80 grand. The 22, and I was like, "Yeah!" I was all stoked, and
Hell yeah.
yeah, the highest it got was like $300,000, but I never sold it, so it went back down to like around 80, 90, and then I sold it around there. But yeah, I was thinking I was going to be a millionaire and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going, it's pumping, whatever. But then fucking they what's it called? Do you know anything about the Ethereum chain?
Just a little bit. I'm
Yeah,
more
so the guy
familiar with
the,
Solana.
the guy that runs Ethereum, his name's Vitalik or something like that. I forget his name. He
Mhm.
donated a shit ton of money to COVID. Like it was like billions of dollars of this Ethereum that he had, and
Mm.
then fucking the Sheep token just like plummeted. But if he hadn't done that, if COVID hadn't happened and all those things, then yeah, I would probably be a millionaire right now, and that would have been neato. But now I just owe a lot of taxes, and I don't have any crypto anymore. What about you? How have your crypto holdings been?
It's been varied. So I threw in like 300 bucks into a token called, I think it was Metal Warrior,
Mhm.
and was able to pivot that to like 3,600. So
Oh,
pretty good
nice.
there.
That's not bad. Yeah, yeah.
Then I invested in Monad
Oh yeah,
and
Modad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
lost $4,000 in a
Oh, there you go.
transaction.
Yeah,
I
that's
transacted the wrong way, and I'm like,
yeah,
ah,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. So
That happens, man.
um,
Yeah,
it's a net negative, but
yeah. Whatever. You know what I mean? Again, it's not money that you can actually see, right? It never,
right,
yeah. If it was like, because that's the thing is that like if you think of crypto as kind of the opposite of how things are with liquid, with actual dollar, then it doesn't feel as bad. It still
right,
sucks, right? Seeing the numbers go down, but
yeah,
you know, and none of it's tangible. It's all just like play money. It's kind of like um, like Elon Musk and all those people. They tell you that they're worth billions and trillions of dollars, but it's like none of it's liquid. None of it's
yeah,
real. It's all just
yeah.
fake. What made you want to get into this? Like the web stuff, the buildings.to. What made you want to get into that?
Yeah, sure. So, I failed at probably 15 to 20 startups at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a learning journey for
Awesome.
sure. And this is the one that I'm actually sticking with and marketing and selling.
Sweet.
So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
actually works.
That's good. That's good. And like I said, I mean, here on this is the 20th episode. I don't have like a gigantic fan base yet, but again, I've only been doing this since the first of the year. The first of
Oh,
the
okay.
year, yeah, yeah. Like the 31st, somebody said to me, "Hey, you should create a podcast." I talked about it like the first episode or whatever, and I was
Mhm.
like, "No, I'm not really that interested in that. Fuck it, whatever." But then like I woke up on the first, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." And then so I just got people lined up. I started doing the whole thing, whatever.
Bet.
Um, yeah, and like if I've had people like you, the guests that I don't even know who you are, or whatever, like hit me
Mhm.
up and be like, oh hey, can I be on your thing? And I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. Um, but yeah, no, it's all that it's a learning experience, kind of like I guess starting a business is. I've never started a business before, but I assume it's a lot like this, where like you have to kind of like roll with the punches because there was like a whole month I didn't have any guests at all because just nobody was, it was whatever. And then
Yeah.
and now I've got what is it called? Like PR people hitting me up
Nice.
for like authors and things like that, being like, hey, we want this author on the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a podcast I'm doing next month with a guy in in Britain, and that should be pretty cool. He has a book that's actually not far off from the theory that we're talking about, psychology stuff, all about the brain and all that. Did you go to college? What'd you major in?
Yeah, I went to college. Wasn't for me, didn't stick.
No, yeah, yeah.
I went twice prior to the military and then twice after.
Got it. Yeah.
So I got almost 2 degrees, almost the
Oh,
AA degree and the AS degree
nice.
in I think it was just like network infrastructure,
Okay.
and the other one was, general education.
So kind of like IT stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what they told us when when I was first going in
Mhm.
to college. They were like, "Oh, you should get certified in like Microsoft and certified Google and certified Amazon and all this other stuff." And I was like, "I'm really not interested." I'm like, I'd
Yeah.
rather I'd because I as much as I love using computers and stuff, I'm on a Mac right now. I mean, this is the so I didn't start using Macs until actually like I don't know, less than 10 years ago. But now I have an Apple Watch and I have an iPhone and all that crap. I'm in the whole infrastructure now. But before that, I was mainly a Windows, Android, even Linux guy. I did Linux for a little bit too. And
I bet. I used
yeah,
to
yeah,
work
yeah.
for System 76.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what that is. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I felt like I was actually talking because I told you I teach high school. I was talking to the students the other day because they asked me, um, they were like, "Oh, were you around when the first iPhone came out?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I was. That was 2007. That
Mhm.
wasn't that long ago to me. 19 years, whatever, almost 20 years now, which is crazy to think about. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I told him, I said, I'll do you one better. I actually was around. I remember walking down the street in Hollywood. That's where I grew up in Hollywood, California. And I was walking down the street with my dad, and there was this line coming out of the library on Hollywood Boulevard right there. And there was my dad was like, "What the fuck's this line for?" He was a homeless guy, my dad, and he was like,
Mhm.
he's like, "What's this line for?" And he goes up to this guy at the end of the line. He's like, "What's it for, man?" And the guy goes, "This thing called the internet." And my dad's like, "What the hell's the internet?" And then he like was like, "I don't know. Like we should wait in line and see what it is." And I was like, "Yeah, okay." So we waited in line. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and then
Mhm.
we get to the end, near the end of the line, and there's this big banner on the library, and it says "Internet here," and it's got like a computer screen or whatever. And it was just like thinking back on that, I'm like, it's so weird that I was there for that, like the beginning of the internet essentially. Um, but yeah, I remember we went into there was one computer that was connected to it,
Mhm.
and everybody got like one search on Ask Jeeves or whatever it was. And so, my dad went, he searched something. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." And then he's like, "You want to do it, Robbie?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I go up there and I put in Axl Rose because I love Guns N' Roses. I have their
Oh,
tattooed
right
on me.
on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I love Guns N' Roses, my favorite. And I put in Axl Rose, and then all these pictures of Axl Rose came up, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I was like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, Axl Rose is on this screen. It's so cool. But yeah, I didn't use it fully until much later because, like I said, my parents were poor, we were on welfare and shit, so we didn't have money for a computer or anything. And I think the first computer we actually owned, my dad had found in a dumpster. It was like this green screen DOS
Mhm.
computer that we used, and we played like Police Quest and shit like that on there, and like,
Okay, cool.
yeah, yeah, no, it was, yeah, I remember that. And a Wheel of
Did they,
Fortune.
was Oregon Trail like,
Yeah, Oregon Trail. Yeah, yeah, the Oregon Trail. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All those. Yeah, but it was all like through again like things my father had found dumpster diving.
Mhm.
Because in Hollywood, it's like the capital, the entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of those tech startups, they had offices around there, and they would literally just throw all their old shit into like the dumpster in the back. And no dumpster had a lock back then. This was like 1990, 1991, whatever. So my dad would just jump in the dumpster, and he'd come home with like TVs and computers
Rad,
and
man.
floppy disks and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, no, it was cool. But yeah, I didn't get the sense of what the internet was going to become at all at that, because I was young and whatever. And then phones, I mean, forget about it. Like nobody nobody saw that coming. How old are you, by the way?
38.
Okay, so you're only 2 years younger than me. So you saw a lot of that shit too. I mean, happen, like in real
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I
What was?
remember having like one of those phones where you had like the slide out
Yeah,
keyboard.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, all those things. Yeah,
And then
yeah,
the iPhone came out and like Android came out and I was like, "Oh, what's that? Like it's touchscreen? What
yeah,
is this?" Guys at work were getting one and I was just like, "Damn, I'm fucking jealous." Okay,
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, I remember seeing somebody with an iPhone, and I didn't have one yet, or an Android too. I didn't have any touchscreen. I was using one of those Nokia, the little with the snake on it and shit.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I
word.
used to have one of those. And then I saw somebody with a touchscreen phone, and I thought, oh my god, that's so cool, whatever. And then I went to Singular at the time, before it was AT&T.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, I want to get one of those touchscreen phones. And they're like, yeah, it'll be $500. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have that. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, like, looks like it's going to be Nokia for a while.
Yeah.
But then when I got my first Android phone, that was a big deal because, again, I talk about myself as if I'm some sort of illiterate person when it comes to technology, but I figured out how to like root my fucking first Android phone and everything. Like I like sat there and figured all that stuff out. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not
Yeah.
a I'm not a complete moron. Like my Mac right now, the one that I'm talking to you on right now, I know how to run wine on it and play like Windows stuff on it and everything like that.
Oh,
Like
so you're set, man.
yeah, I know how to do all that shit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know how to do all that stuff. I'm not like I said, it's just like the web part of it that I'm not that good at. Because like
Mhm.
if you go on robertjcross.com, which is my website that I have, like it's nonsense and shit because I don't know how to build a website. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm sure if I sat down for like a weekend and really like focused, I'm sure I'd
Mhm.
become like the next Mark Zuckerberg or something. But I just at this juncture right now, I'm just trying to grade papers, and do stuff like that. So I'm like,
Word.
what was your first foray into web development?
Oh man, middle school actually. They
Oh,
had
really?
a
Wow.
programming class there. It was just like HTML4. So I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
all we did was basically like copy websites.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
remember copying like the old Diablo 2 website,
Oh,
and it was
sick.
like split up images and all that
Did
stuff. So
that did that help you at
literally
all
like
when you were on MySpace? Did that help you?
yeah, yeah, a
Yeah,
little bit. I was in a
yeah,
band at back in high school, and I was like,
yeah,
okay, cool. Like let's make them a band profile and
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you
yeah.
play?
Oh, guitar.
Oh, dude, hold on. So I've got all my guitars. Well, not all of them. I have 57 guitars, but
Holy
like,
shit.
yeah, yeah, I have a lot. But I just got this one. I was just showing it off the last episode. But it's the Kurt Hammett Ouija.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice one, man. And then I got this one. I didn't just get it. I've had it for a while, but I like the look at this 9 string guitar.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 9 strings. It's like
How do you reach the top strings? I
you
mean, do you
just
have to
do
like
it.
go over
You just do it.
okay.
It's not that big of a deal. What I mean? And
Word.
it's real nice. It's got the look how fat the neck is. I mean, it's huge.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How
It's
much
really
did
neat.
you have to drop on that?
This was actually, you know what? I'm gonna what's it called? I'm gonna plug them right now.
Mhm.
This is a company called IYV. That's right there, right? And they're on Amazon, and this was $230.
Damn. Does it
230.
stay in tune pretty well?
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It's headless, like you can see right there.
Hell yeah.
It's headless. It's a nice, and they're
Yeah.
coming out. They're all these companies are coming out with headless guitars now. And
Hmm.
I've had, like I said, I've had this for, I'd say I'd have it like 6 months, something like that. But
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I have a shit ton of guitars. I've just got, they're all around me right now. But yeah, how long you been playing?
Since high school. So 20 years?
Nice. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, over 20 years. I'm fucking
Nice.
old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I started in 99. I was telling that story to somebody the other day too. So I wanted, it was my aunt asked, my parents had just passed away. I was 14ish. And my aunt came to me and she was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, oh, I can ask for anything, right? My parents are dead. I can ask for anything I want. So I said, I want a DVD player because DVD had just come out and the players were like 500-600 bucks, whatever. And my aunt like went and like checked it out, whatever. And then she called and she was like, I don't know if I can get you a DVD player. She goes, but I'll surprise you. And I was like, oh, she's going to get me a DVD player. It doesn't matter, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but she showed up with a guitar case and
Nice.
an Epiphone acoustic. And I was very pissed off. I was very upset because I wanted a DVD player. I was really, I mean, I'm still am. I'm really big into movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I got that acoustic guitar and I taught myself how to tune it. And then the first song that I learned how to play on it was "Sweet Dreams" by Marilyn Manson. That
Hell
was the
yeah.
first. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I learned Enter Sandman, and I learned, I started learning all the other stuff and whatever. And yeah, that was 27 years ago, like 1999. And it's just crazy to think I've been playing that fucking long, and I still haven't done anything. But like, no, no, no. I'm still not the next Slash. No, but
Some
yeah,
people are just born with it,
yeah,
man.
they are. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, I
so.
have to
Yeah.
practice scales like all the
Oh
time.
yeah, I did. It's nonstop. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to read music at all. I can read tab like crazy, but
Yeah,
if you put
same.
a if you put a musical sheet in front of me, I'm like, I have no idea what this is like. Or my favorite was when I went and jammed with a buddy of mine. And he was like, "Yeah, we're in the key of G," and I was like, "I do not know what that means." I was
Yeah.
like, "Just show me, just play something. I'll play something over it. It's fine. If I fuck up, I fuck up. It's called jamming. It's like it's not a
Yeah.
big deal." So what kind of music did your band play?
Just metal
Oh,
mostly.
really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Nice. 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 Uh, what were your big influences for that band?
Good question. No shit, they weren't around then. I'd say Chiodos. It was like
Okay.
2005, 2006,
Got
like
it.
screamo scene
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like Chiodos was a big influence for like a lot of the people in the band.
Nice.
I was a fan of like Mastodon
Yeah.
and
Nice. No.
that sort of stuff back in the
Sweet.
day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good mix up.
That's awesome. Yeah. I never really liked Mastodon until I heard Oblivion. I thought
Mhm.
that was a great song, and so I was like, oh yeah, Mastodon rule. I always thought they were trying to rip off Amon Amarth. I was always like, oh,
Yeah.
they're trying to rip them off, but then it turns out that they're completely different. So musically they're completely different. But I didn't know that because I never really listened to them. I was like, oh, I'm not going to listen to Mastodon. That's obviously I thought they were like that. Like so, Amon Amarth is like Viking metal, and I thought Mastodon was like caveman metal, and I was like, oh, they're
Yeah.
trying to fight each other, whatever. And like historical metal bit like anger shit, you had Viking metal and medieval metal and all,
Black metal's the best.
yeah, power metal, yeah, 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 all
Yeah.
this other stuff. um but yeah, no, I was in a band called Modessa in San Diego for a little while, and we were gonna get signed at one point, and it didn't happen. But
Mhm.
yeah, we were like, I mean, we called ourselves death metal, and I guess we
Mhm.
were kind of death metal-y. But that was mainly just because of the vocals. We were very melodic. Me and there was the other guitarist was this guy Sean, and yeah, we did all kinds of like speed runs and shit like that. And we would just
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it was very much like At the Gates type
Mhm.
stuff. If you like At the Gates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them. And but yeah, my big holy trinity though of music has literally is not even metal in the slightest. It's
Mhm.
Guns N' Roses, I got them there, and then Nine Inch Nails.
Nice.
there, and then Jane's Addiction. That's my other
Hell
one.
yeah.
So yeah, that's my holy trinity of music right there. What's your favorite band of all time?
Shit, good question, man. Probably from a metal perspective, As Blood Runs Black.
Okay, yeah, I've
Um,
heard of them. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they're
They're
a little
pretty
bit
good.
smaller and they've only been around since like, or well, excuse me, they've been around since '05. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
cool that you've heard of them.
No, I
Like,
have. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
run it
yeah.
past like, some people and they're just like, fucking who?
No, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, they were kicking around the scene. I feel like the same time as like between the Buried and Me and shit like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I yeah, no, I've definitely heard of them. And then as far as metal's concerned though, with me, of course, like everybody who likes metal likes Black Sabbath. I mean, that's the original, right? Like that's,
Mhm.
who doesn't like Ozzy and Black
Yeah,
Sabbath. But like as far as like metal, I guess the more heavier shit, um, August Burns Red is one of my faves, like
right on.
of all time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I could, and Kill Switch Engage. Those are
Yes.
another. Oh yeah, Kill Switch. I could play all Kill Switch songs. Like I,
Hell yeah, dude.
my main guitar that I play these days is this neck through Douglas right here. There's a neck
Mhm.
through, and I have this. It's got a dime bucker in it, and I
Oh,
have
hell
this
yeah.
tuned to C like all the time. That's all I play is fucking Kill Switch songs on this one, or August Burns Red stuff. I mean, I play all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, like that kind of stuff's like the newer things I'm into, and then after that, I don't even know. I haven't really heard anything. Like I don't like that Ghost band. I'm not really a big fan of them. I don't know
Mhm.
if you do. You like Ghost?
No, I haven't heard of
Yeah,
them.
you haven't heard them. Yeah, they're kind of like musically they sound like hard rock metalish. They're kind of on that cusp. But the
Mhm.
singer, man, he sounds like I don't know. He's it's like he's trying to be Dio, but he's not
Oh,
Dio.
okay.
That kind of
Yeah.
thing. I don't know. It's very
Holy
annoying.
cow.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where it's
Yeah.
like Dio rules, right? Like I can listen to Dio all day, but like this guy, it's just like it's grating on my ears.
Yeah.
Um, and also they dress up really weird. They're trying to do like a Slipknot thing too on top of everything else. Yeah, they all wear
It's
masks
like it's
and
been
shit.
done.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, even before Slipknot, I remember Mushroom Head. You remember Mushroom Head, that band?
The metal band or the trance band?
The metal band, Mushroom
Yeah.
Head. Yeah, 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 Mushroom Head. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I saw them live at Ozfest. You ever go to any of those Ozfests?
No, dude, I'm
Oh,
so
dude.
pissed. The
Oh,
lineup
yeah.
for 2005 Ozfest
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
Yeah, I
phenomenal. I
went to
wanted to go to that one
yeah, I went to
so
most of
bad.
them. Yeah, I went to most of them. The I remember because I saw Kill Switch like fucking before they blew up. I saw a lot of bands before they blew up, and then but what was funny is that one of the funniest ones that I saw was or one of the coolest ones I saw was Andrew WK. You know that guy? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's go party.
Yeah, let's
That
go
guy.
party. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. I hadn't heard any of his music or anything, but he was like opening I think it was like it must have been Ozfest like '01 or 1000. I don't 2000. I don't remember. I was a kid. And
Mhm.
he's up there and he's just doing his thing. And I thought, wow, he's got all this energy. That's really awesome. And he gets off stage, like he just jumps off the stage to the front of the stage, and he's coming, he's walking up towards me, and I said, hey man, that was great. And I went to go give him a fist bump, and he like grabs my arm and like pulls me with him. And pulls me all the way to his booth, and then he like signed a CD, and he's like, "Here, man, you rule." And all that. And I was like, "This guy
Hell
rules,
yeah.
man." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You got a fan for life, man." He was the coolest fucking guy ever. Um, yeah, he was pretty sweet. But yeah, a lot of celebrities aren't that way though. I don't know how
A
many
couple. I mean, like I ran into I think Eric Estrada from Chips when I was a kid, and my
Oh, was
parents
it
were like, "Oh, this is Eric Estrada." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Hi."
good for him? Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, was he nice to you?
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, because
Um,
yeah, I've had some
luckily,
bad
I
ones.
haven't run into like any mega douches.
Oh,
So,
really? Yeah, I have. Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh wait, actually, it wasn't me, but it was an ex-girlfriend of mine.
Yeah.
She went and saw a comedian, Fluffy. You know
Okay.
the
Yeah, the
yeah
Gabriel
the guy that does
Iglesias,
like
right?
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
donuts. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, that guy. Yeah, yeah.
and she said he's a huge asshole,
Oh,
apparently.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just making fun of the crowd, making fun of like the servers, making fun of the venue. It's just like, damn.
What a dick. Yeah, yeah. No, that's too bad. No, yeah, I met Quincy Jones You know,
Oh, cool.
the well, it wasn't. No, 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 no. I was. So I got my. So I think I told my parents had passed away, right? So
Mhm.
my mother and father, both of them, they both had AIDS, and
Mhm.
my mother, she was very good at like getting herself signed up for certain things like that had to do with um
Yeah,
people with
like
AIDS or like children.
trials and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, stuff like that, or anything like support, basically, you know,
Nice.
that kind of thing. And so she signed up for this thing that was like it was like celebrity stuff, like for because we
Mhm.
lived in Hollywood, right? We lived in LA. So she was like,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, they'll support us and all this other stuff." So one of the things was is that we got um invited to all these different places. So
Mhm.
I went to Michael Jackson's house when I was a kid. Like I went,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. He wasn't there. You know, he was marrying Lisa Marie Presley. I'm sure if he was there, I would not be sitting here talking to you right now because I was a very good looking little boy. And then no, I'm just kidding. No, no, no. I don't know if he did any of those things,
I don't know.
but
I
yeah,
after all the Epstein crap that came out,
who
I'm like,
knows, right? Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
he's
yeah,
not that bad. Maybe
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually trying to protect
Yeah,
people.
he might have been trying to protect him, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no. So we went to the premiere of this movie called Steel, which
Mhm.
starred Shaquille O'Neal. He played like the Superman variant. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, yeah. So he had like the it's like he's like covered in iron or steel or whatever, right? And then
Mhm.
like he's got like the Superman logo on his chest and
Yeah.
everything. Anyway, so he's in there. Judd Nelson's in there, if you know him from the Breakfast Club and all that.
Mhm.
A couple other people were in there. Anyway, we got invited to the premiere and we got to meet everybody in the movie. And so I met Shaq, I met Kobe Bryant, he was there. I met Judd Nelson. You know, I met all these people. They were all super nice. And
Mhm.
then Quincy Jones was there. He's the producer of the movie. So I went up to him with my movie ticket because I was getting it signed by all these celebrities. And I go up to him with the movie ticket and I said, "Mr. Jones, you know, I'm a huge fan of your work with Michael Jackson and everything. You know, could you sign my movie ticket?" And he goes, "Get the fuck away from me, white boy." That's what he said. And I was like 9 years old. I was like a little
Yeah.
kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was
And
your first exposure to that sort of thing, I
yeah,
imagine.
yeah, yeah. And I was completely blown away. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so he's dead now, so whatever. But like I could say that. Yeah, I hope Rashida Jones watches this and goes, "My dad wasn't like that. He was so nice." Like, no, I mean, he might have been nice to you. He wasn't nice to me that day. Um but yeah, and he had a stroke and all this shit. I remember they were like, "Oh, Quincy Jones has had a stroke and he's like wheelchair bound," and I was like, "Oh, couldn't have happened to a better person?" You know what I mean? Like that kind of, it's like, you know, it's like you could have told me it was the Pope or something. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Karma's a bitch, man.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, yeah, it certainly is. But back to the back to the real reason why you're on here. Um, so what take me through like if somebody was first going on your site, like what they can do, what they should do, what how could they get the most out of what you're offering, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, registering, sharing a project. If they share a project, then they can get a backlink from us. That backlink is, I think, like domain rating of like 42. So I mean, it's pretty good. So that'll help boost their search engine results and their AI results to some degree.
sweet.
Um, yeah, we also have like built-in advertising, and you can just earn advertising tokens by like posting. So
Okay,
like if you post on like a daily basis, you earn enough tokens, and then you can put up like a little ad for yourself,
sweet,
and request, beta testers as well. So
nice. So
yeah,
yeah,
highly
are
recommend.
the projects like is it kind of like GitHub a little bit, or do they have to have a GitHub to do that?
Yeah, great question. So it's more of just like a um more like a launch platform where like they've
Okay,
already launched their project, and this is basically just like linking out to their project so people can like upvote on it and that sort of
got
stuff.
it. Okay,
They can add artifacts like links to
the
GitHub and that
GitHub.
sort of
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but yeah, this is pretty much just like all live projects.
Got it. Awesome. So again, I like to consider myself I like to say that I'm computer illiterate or that I like to act like I am, you know. Part of it probably is because I have a lot of like older people in my life that I know if I told them that I knew how to use a computer, I would never
Fix my printer.
my phone would be going I'd be IT like all the time. Um But I've created a few like HTML apps,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure our mutual friend saw one of those HTML apps, and that's why he linked us up, because perhaps I could launch my things on your on your site. So I'm thinking about that right now as we're talking. Because like I have, it's all to do with music. I have a couple like music theory apps that I've created and stuff like that, but they're all vibe coded. I don't really know how to do any of that stuff other than, and that's fine. Yeah, vibe coding's good. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Have you vibe coded anything yet?
Yeah, Builders is pretty much vibe
Oh,
coded.
okay, good. Okay, I was gonna say, is the whole thing vibe coded? Is that what it's just over?
Some of it's engineered, luckily.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I took some of my prior experience, but
Oh, good,
yeah,
good.
since 2023, I've pretty much been vibe coding since then. So
Nice. What do you feel like is the best like tool for that currently? Because I use Open Claude, which is like the they took Claude code and it leaked or whatever, and then so now I just use an API from Open Router for a free model, and then I just go put it on Open Claude, and then it's like I'm using Claude code, or
bet.
whatever. But what do you use?
Yeah, Cursor.
Oh, you use Cursor.
Um,
Okay, I've never used Cursor. Is it good?
they're
Yeah,
good. They just
yeah.
partnered with SpaceX or XAI or
Oh,
whatever
nice.
the
All
hell they're
right.
called these days.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Probably both. Elon, he's got
Yeah.
like 50 companies. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. No, yeah, I talk about Elon a little bit on this show. I'm not the biggest fan of him. Only because I feel like he doesn't really do anything. I feel like he's kind of like the Steve Jobs of all the projects he's doing. Because Steve
Yeah.
Jobs wasn't Steve. If you put a computer in front of Steve Jobs and
Yeah,
said,
it wasn't
"Code me
Oz.
something," he didn't know what the fuck to do. And I feel like Elon's the same way. He
Hmm.
knows how to play Diablo. I'll give him that. I've watched him play a couple times or whatever.
Okay.
But like, but as far as like, hey, launch this rocket, he'd have to have like a whole team of people, whatever.
Mhm.
Call me when that guy shows up. Call me when the guy who can launch the rockets, launch the websites, launch the thing all by himself without like a huge team. Call me when that guy shows up, and I'll give him $1 trillion. You know
Hell
what I mean?
yeah.
What do you speaking of Elon, I guess, and
Mhm.
I don't really like going into politics too much on the show, but it happens. What would you consider yourself like politically?
Left-leaning libertarian, so more of like an anarchist.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
Not
cool.
like a dissolve all government sort of anarchist, but
Yeah,
like a pro small government, shrink the federal government, that sort of stuff.
got it.
Make sure that there's safety nets in place for folks that have, disabilities and that sort of stuff. Continue doing that, but like gut all the other stuff that we don't need.
Nice.
Is my opinion.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I had a guy on here a couple episodes ago, and we talked about monarchism because
Hmm.
I got I was on a podcast. That was actually the first time I was on a podcast or whatever. For this like extremely right leaning guy, he hit me up because I had said that I'd called myself a monarchist, and then so he hit me up and he's like, "Well, what do you mean you're a monarchist? You want a king and all this stuff?" And I was like, "The only reason I'm a monarchist, and this is the only reason, is because I love the idea of being able to kill the leader of the country like that's and replace that leader with somebody else. You can't
Yeah.
do that in the
In a
society
republic or
that we're in.
democracy,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You can't do that because then you get uh put in jail or whatever.
FBI,
um
CIA,
or the or
whatever.
the or the people like all get fucking disbanded or whatever happens.
Yeah.
um but I always found it interesting, and because I'm part French, so like
Mhm.
I have that I guess in my blood, right, the revolution shit, and so I'm like I and I'm part Russian too. I'm Russian Jew, so
Oh,
it's like
okay. So
Russian
there you go,
Jew,
man.
yeah, French. I mean, it's all
Got the
revolting.
epigenetics set up for
It's all there. It's all in
it.
me. Um, but yeah, no, I was like, yeah, I like because I don't like the government whatsoever. I'm kind of like, I've talked with professors before in college, and they've said like, oh, you're more anarchist than you think you are, and I'm like, ah. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind. Like, I don't want to be in charge of anything myself. I don't really want that mantle because that was the thing that me and this right-leaning guy were arguing about. Was he was like, "Oh, so when we get a king installed, are you thinking you're going to be like up with everybody like that's hot, or are you going to be
Yeah.
like a
He's like, well,
serf?"
you're not on my team, so
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
be the
Yeah, yeah,
enemy.
yeah. And I was like, I don't. As long as I'm not having to be inundated with the shit that I'm inundated with now with this government,
Mm.
then I'm fine with whatever whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um,
To have a
yeah,
horse run the country as long as they do a better
yeah,
job.
exactly. You know what I mean? And then kill it if it stops doing what it's supposed to. But like that's,
Yeah.
but
Just sell it to
no,
IKEA,
that's right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
meatballs.
Make glue out of it or something. Um, Yeah, no, and where did you grow up in Denver?
No, was born in New York, grew up there for a couple years, moved to Florida, and spent most of my time growing up in the South.
Nice.
Um, it was definitely an interesting upbringing because I
Yeah.
was put in like a very strong red town, like
Hmm.
small town politics, all that stuff. So like, you have someone calling someone else Bubba, and it's like, hey, what's up, Bubba? We go get a beer, just all that stuff. So
Yeah.
kind of took me a while to like outgrow that mindset and be like, hey, there's more stuff out here.
Yeah.
And when I moved to Denver, I was just like, oh, okay, this is progressive. Like, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Extremely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, what part of Florida?
Oh, Cocoa Beach.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like not not close to anything that's touristy, right?
Well, the Space Center,
No, I
yeah.
know, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing,
Sorry,
right?
I did
Yeah.
not pick up on that
No, you're
sarcasm.
good. No, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Have you seen the Florida Project, the movie?
Yeah, it's actually
That's a
pretty
great.
good.
That's one of my favorite movies ever. I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been to Florida,
Mhm.
even like on vacation or whatever, just because I'm not a big fan of humidity,
Mhm.
which is part of the reason why I live in California, right?
Yeah, I
Because
don't blame you, man. That's why I'm out
there's
here.
it doesn't. Yeah,
The weed,
that.
the sunshine, the no humidity.
Yeah, yeah. That's the best part of it all. Um, but yeah, if I ever did go, I'd probably go to Orlando and hang out in the touristy area of it or whatever. Because yeah, that movie really like I don't know, it touched me in some weird way. And I was like, I wonder if that's really how it is out there. And I guess it is. From all the stuff I've seen. Very much so. There's a whole like there's the they it's kind of like California, right? You get these big like shiny places, right? Like Disneyland and Universal Studios and all these, right? And then right outside of them, there's these tents with people living in them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like,
And then there's
and
like a strong police state behind it, and it's like,
yeah,
move along, we don't want
exactly.
you
Keep
here. We got
moving.
tourists coming in.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what happened in San Francisco, right? With the and that's probably what's going to happen when Xi Jinping, because he's supposed to come. So he went. I don't know if you heard that story. When
Mm.
when Xi Jinping came to San Francisco the first time, which I think was like a few years ago, they like completely cleared all the homeless people out of the city. Like
Oh
just
shit.
they put them on buses and they probably sent them to L.A. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. They sent
Mm.
all of them to L.A. and they were like, have fun. They gave them some money or whatever. But it was like this huge operation. And when Xi Jinping came to San Francisco, the streets were clean.
He's like, oh, this is
Everything. He's like,
beautiful.
oh, this is a great place, whatever. And it's like, it isn't really, right? It's fucking like, this is just it's like Disneyland, right? Okay. It's like
Yeah.
you walk through the gate and now there's no homeless people sleeping on like Main Street in Disneyland, right? There's like, it's not
Yep.
that area. But you walk right outside of the gate and you go a block away to like an Anaheim right there. And there's like homeless people,
Mhm.
or people you don't want to be walking next to, with a purse or anything like that.
Mhm.
But no, I always found it so interesting. Orlando's kind of that way, with the because I grew up in Hollywood. That's another place that like people do, when I say I grew up in Hollywood, everybody the first thing people think is, oh my god, you must be
Movie
like a
studios.
famous person. Are you related to somebody famous? Was your
Mm.
mom on like The Price is Right or something? And I'm like, no, no, none of that happened. My grandfather was an actor. He acted in the Munsters and Car 54 Where Are You and stuff like
Oh,
that.
bet.
Yeah, yeah, back in the 60s and the 70s and the 50s and all that. But um they lived in Tarzana, which is like the valley. So like they didn't live in Hollywood. My mom, once she became of age, she split and went to Hollywood and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stay here," whatever. Um, but yeah, no, I the only reason we left again was because my parents had passed away, so they put us in foster care and all that, and we ended up they just drifted us further south until I got to San Diego eventually. But I would have probably gone to Mexico if there wasn't a border there, right? Like, have you ever been outside of the country?
No, honestly not.
Oh, really? No, not at all. Not even to Canada.
No,
Oh,
I
wow,
want
that's
to.
crazy. Yeah, yeah. Where's like a big place you'd like to visit?
Um, Probably Japan,
Oh, Japan.
Germany,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
China.
Nice.
I don't know, all over.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
need to get out of the country, man.
Yeah. Well, I went to Egypt
Mhm.
8 years ago, um, and I can't recommend it enough. I talk about it a lot on this show because that was to me. I mean, again, this was 8 years ago. I don't know what it's like now, but 8 years ago it was pretty cool, and the exchange rate is the same. I looked it up recently, so the exchange rate when I went was 40 to 1.
Wow.
Which, like, yeah, I mean, I went there with $200. That was it, and I was there for almost 3 weeks, and I came back with like $100. So I mean, I'll tell you right there, yeah, yeah, it was nice. Um my plane, my flight, and my hotel, uh, together for 2.5 weeks was $800. That was it. Yeah, yeah,
What?
yeah, for 2.5 weeks, like everything.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into
Yeah,
flights.
Egypt's yeah, and the food's great. They have a whole separate police force for the tourists. So
Mhm.
there's actual Egyptian police, right, that are there, but then they
Mhm.
have the Egyptian tourist police, which have these three stripes on their thing right here, their patch. And
Mhm.
if you literally look at one of those guys and you point to somebody that's bothering you, they'll put them in a van and disappear them.
Oh
I mean, like
shit.
immediately, because that's where they make all their money is tourism. So they had
Yeah.
to have a completely separate police force for that. Um, but yeah, that's it's one of my favorite places in the world. But it's also the only place outside of the United States I've ever been. So it's my favorite place in the world so far, right? Okay,
Okay.
I haven't been anywhere else. I would love to go to Europe. I would love to go to Italy. I'm really big on. I have so my left arm tattoo is all Dante. It's the whole Divine Comedy all
Oh
the way up
hell
my
yeah,
arm.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
I wanted to do something similar. I was gonna do like heaven and hell.
oh, were you?
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get like an Oni tattoo right here.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I had a whole, the whole idea. I got the right here, the ferryman, the Charon right there,
Heck yeah.
and then yeah, and then the Pluto and Cerberus and all that going on. Yeah, and then
Jeez.
Lucifer's right here with my face. That's my face right there is Lucifer.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's pretty cool. And then yeah, and then at the top it's Jesus at the top, crucified
Nice.
with the thing. But
Yeah, I got
yeah.
like all seeing eye type
Oh, that's
stuff.
sick. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
sick. Are you a Mason? Is that what this is about? No, no.
No. I have applied though.
Oh, have you really? Okay. I heard you don't have to apply. Don't you just like show up and then they,
Yeah, nowadays it's just like crap. Everyone's old and they need like more people as members.
yeah,
So
they need more Masons. Yeah, I had a
yeah.
friend. I can't think of his name right now for some reason, but we went to high school together, and I asked him about it because he used to post about it on Facebook. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to the Masonic Lodge or whatever."
Mhm.
And he was also a Knights Templar. He was like both. But then
Wow.
when I looked into like Knights Templar and the Masons and everything, it turns out that like they were like at war with each other,
Hmm.
and that never ended. And I was kind of like, how are you on both sides? Like that's kind of I don't know. It was
Yeah.
weird, but
So he's like a double agent.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, some like Assassin's Creed type shit. Speaking of which, you play a lot of video games?
Used to. I used to play like a ton of League of Legends.
Okay,
Kind of moved away from that. Once I got onto Mac, I
yeah,
was just like, all right, I need something that's gonna like make me productive. I'm not gonna spend like
yeah.
20 to
Oh,
40
you got it. You
hours a
have a
week
Mac
playing.
too? You're using a Mac?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, I just figured out, or didn't just figure out, but I know about the Windows emulation on here. So like now I'm putting Balatro and all kinds of shit on here. So it's like I'm going back to gaming on the goddamn thing because I'm actually sitting right next to my gaming PC, my Windows gaming PC right now, and it's like that's where I played Cyberpunk and all those other things on it.
Shit, I still
Um,
haven't played Cyberpunk. I
oh, you
bought
have
it.
it, dude. You have to play Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That is one of the people give it a lot of shit because when it came out, it was so buggy. It was
Mhm.
I so I played it like the day it came out, and like it was like you could barely play it. Like you'd walk 3 steps and then your character would like fly into the air. It was like really weird. All these
Yeah.
weird bugs. Yeah, but they've since then it's kind of like No Man's Sky. Since then they've like fleshed it out to be this like it's probably I would say it's one of if not the best game that you could play that's set in the future. Like,
Shit. High
I mean,
praise.
yeah, I love Halo, I love all those other games, whatever. But like, Cyberpunk has a whole, and then Keanu Reeves is in it. I love Keanu Reeves. Like he's
Mhm.
he's cool. And the DLC is killer, right? The DLC is it's called Phantom Liberty. And
Mhm.
and what happens is listen to this. So I'm not going to give away any of the story, but what happens is that you end up inside of this like kind of walled city that's in the middle of the regular cyberpunk city that you're in, but you can never go into this walled city like in the actual game proper. But in the DLC, you get to go inside of it, and when you get inside of it, um, this plane that has the president in it crashes into the walled city, like inside of it, and you have
Oh
to
shit.
protect the president from everybody inside. It's like Escape from New York, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's so fucking good. It's like one of the best DLCs and games ever. I can't speak higher enough of a and then it's also because my favorite game of all time is Shadowrun on SNES. I don't know if you
Mhm.
ever played that game, but it's a cyberpunk
Mhm.
kind of game that's kind of isometric. And yeah, that's my favorite game of all time. What's your favorite game of all time?
Um, Probably Civilization. I put more hours into
Oh,
that.
really?
Civ 5, yeah.
Yeah, I've never played those games at all. I've never. Yeah. What would you
Yeah.
What would you start with if you had to start over again?
Probably Civ 5 because you can get
Really?
it for like a decent discount on Steam. And the mechanics are like a little bit more simple than like Civ 6 and Civ 7.
Got it.
6 is like I don't know, they do just add like too many politics to it.
Okay.
And then 7 is I've heard, I haven't played it yet, but I
Yeah.
heard that it's like just super cinematic and like the gameplay is kind of choppy because they put in like all these cinematic scenes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, 5 is still my kind of go-to. It's been
Yeah.
around since 2010, 2012.
10.
So,
All right.
yeah, you can get it for cheap.
Yeah, I've never played a Civ game because it reminded me too much of like I don't know, the Sim City a little bit. And like
Yeah.
and I have great memories of Sim City, and I'm like there's no game that's gonna surpass Sim City for me. Like as far as a strategy kind of game, simulation game like that goes. But no, I'll give it a try. I heard it's connected to like Risk, right? Like isn't it kind of like Risk a little bit?
Yeah, in a sense. It's kind of
Yeah,
like world conquering and like
yeah, yeah.
but you can win in Civ, you can win through like political victories, science victories, and then like world domination victories.
Got it.
So yeah, tons there are a few different options at least to win the game and to play the game in different ways.
Nice.
Um, Personally, though, I enjoy the domination part. It's just like I'm gonna take all your resources
you
and
are
wipe you off the
you
map.
are not a sub, as they would say. No, no,
Yeah.
he's a dom. Everybody. No, yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, yeah, and then you said you played League of Legends. I've that's another game I've never played in my life. I've never
Oh
played League
man,
of
it's so
Legends.
toxic.
Yeah, that's I heard. Yeah, yeah. Well, so I my old an old buddy of mine from high school, his wife or his girlfriend at the time, she got pregnant and had a kid, and I needed a place to live, and so I said I'd sleep on his couch. I'm like, I'll sleep on your couch. I'll pay you like a couple $100, whatever. And he's like, yeah, okay. So I went and slept on his couch. His girlfriend or wife or whatever she was at the time, she was addicted to World of Warcraft. And
Mm,
like literally, the baby would be crying for food, and she would just sit there and play World of Warcraft. And like, I would have to
well,
get up as a person. I was working graveyard at the time, so like I'm waking up, picking up the baby, feeding the baby, burping the baby, doing it. It's not my kid, right? Okay, it's
yeah,
their kid. He's at work, my buddy, and so he'd come home and I'd tell him like, "Hey, your dearly
yeah, just playing
beloved is
video
over
games,
here
man.
not doing jack shit." I'm basically the mother. What's up with the rent? That kind of thing. Like I'm paying
Yeah.
rent to take care of a baby, basically. Um, but yeah, she got so into that, and I thought, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna if somebody is that addicted to it that they would like not even take care of their own child. I said I should try this out, see what it's about. So I played it for 10 minutes and I got so bored that I just turned it off and I was like, wow, that was a fucking waste of my time. And I still have never gone back to it and played it. But the an MMORPG that I did get not addicted to, but I did play um like extensively was the Old Republic, the Star Wars one.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I played that for a while, and just because I wanted to be a Sith, and I love Korriban because it's so much like Egypt, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my game right here. And they're like,
Yeah, I
oh, do you
got it
want
when
to
it came
leave?
out in 2011. I got
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
the deluxe packs and all that
Oh,
stuff.
you did? Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it was killer, but it was like, yeah, I remember there was like a little dialogue that came up. It was like, do you want to leave Korriban? And I was like, nope. And I just stayed. And literally, that's all I know is that part of the game. There's probably other shit that happens in the game. I have no idea what it is, but that was, that was that. But I felt the same way about the Knights of the Old Republic. Did you ever play those BioWare ones?
Yeah, dude, I love KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR is the
Haven't
best.
played
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second one yet, but I played the first one.
Yeah, the second one's pretty killer. I don't like it as much as the first one, but a lot of people like it better than the first one, and I don't know why that is. And you might be one of those people. So I would say give it a try. You might like it
Okay.
more. Who knows? But the first KOTOR will always be my favorite, just Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Um, but my favorite Star Wars character is Darth Bane. I love Darth Bane.
Hell yeah.
He's my dude. Um, he hasn't really been touched on too much in live action or any of that stuff. But the books were awesome. If you ever read those, do you read it all?
Yeah, I'm more of an audiobook guy. I have
Oh, are you really?
ADHD, so
Okay.
I just prefer the audio input versus like trying to parse the same page multiple
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what's your favorite book?
Oh man, good question. Hmm. Probably Brave New World by
Oh yeah,
Aldous
Huxley.
Huxley.
Yeah, yeah, Huxley.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah. All about uh drug addiction. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, what about you, man? What's one of your favorite books?
So my favorite one, like I said, is always going to be Dante, the Divine Comedy. But that's more of an epic poem. But my favorite, like book, like fiction book, is
Mhm.
The Stand by Stephen King. That was
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That would have you heard that or read that
I've
one?
heard of it, but I'm not familiar with like the storyline. I'm cool with spoilers. How does it go? If you
Okay,
don't mind.
so I don't want to spoil too much because I think you should enjoy or well, at least watch the miniseries that was there was a miniseries made in the 90s and then there was another one that was made more recently. I would say watch the 90s one because that one was better. But if you want to
Okay.
watch both and kind of take I don't know, a little bit of both of them and be like, this is whatever. Um, but essentially it's about like a super kind of flu COVID-esque type thing that takes over the whole, except it actually kills people. That's what this
Mhm.
COVID does, right? Because the first COVID didn't really kill many people. I don't know. I don't know if you know this or not. Um, we're still all here. The population is still booming. But yeah, but in Stephen King's story, the population is no longer booming, and everybody's dying, and so and it gets released by the military. And
Mhm.
so the military releases it, or it gets released accidentally by the military, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, or there's other things that would be spoiled if I said that. But yes, accidentally
Okay.
by the military. Um, and essentially, there's this big bad guy named Randall Flagg, who's actually so you know about Pennywise, right? Like that
Mhm.
whole that's Stephen King, right? Same thing. So all of his books are connected. Okay, I don't know
Hmm.
if you know this. He's got like the
No?
Stephen King. Yeah, it's like the Stephen King multiverse thing. Um, and so or extended universe or whatever you want to call it. Um, so Pennywise and Randall Flagg, the bad guy from Stand, are kind
Mhm.
of like related to each other.
Hmm.
So like Randall Flagg he could shapeshift esque thing. He's kind of like the devil. He's like the
Mhm.
big bad, right? And like he's also connected to this guy called the Red King, who's the bad guy in this book series called The Dark Tower, which is also
Mhm.
by Stephen King. There's all these like fucking interconnecting, weaving things that again, like
Yeah,
I'm
you got to be like a fan to
yeah,
like
I'd have to
understand
sit
them.
here with an encyclopedia and go through it with you. But I would say yeah. And then it ends, or it takes a lot of it takes place in Las Vegas, which is
Mhm.
a I've written. one book. It's on Amazon right now. It's called Shards, and it's about Vegas. And I feel like the reason why I put it in Vegas, there were a couple reasons, but one of the main reasons was because of The Stand, because that's a lot of that takes place in Vegas, and the miniseries, a lot of it takes place in Vegas.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's just a place where that Randall Flagg guy, like the devil, that's where he feels comfortable, right? Because it's Sin City, you know.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But no, it's a great fucking book and a classic, and that's like one of my faves of
Sorry, I
all
have a
time.
giant beetle or something in my house that's distracting me.
Yeah, you're in Denver. What did you expect? No, I'm just kidding. You're in Denver with the where the Beatles are. No, that's funny. Um, all right. Well, what's it called? What else was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask something else. My brain's oh,
All good,
movies.
man.
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, probably Step Brothers.
Oh yeah, Step Brothers is a good one. Yeah, yeah. Why are you sweating? I was just watching Cops. Yeah, that's yeah. And my name's Robert, so I'm gonna
I
kick
know
your
Cops isn't on.
yeah,
What are you
yeah.
touching my drum set?
Yeah, yeah. Ball sack on my drum set. That's so funny. Yeah, that's a classic. Or the Chewbacca mask at the end,
Yeah,
even though it
it's
isn't
okay,
movie
mine's not
quality.
movie quality.
Quality. That's so funny. Yeah, my favorite movie of all time is Jurassic Park.
Oh,
That's
hell
my
yeah.
yeah. That's. I mean, I think I was 7 years old when it came out, and my mom
Mhm.
took me to the movie theater in Hollywood to go see it. And I remember when the T Rex comes out of the pen for the first time. I hid behind the seat, man. I was so scared. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
holy shit! I'm like looking up at the screen and everything. And I feel like that's the first and only movie that's made me feel that way.
Mhm.
There's another movie that's made me feel that uncomfortable, but it's not one of my favorite movies, and that's The Fall. Have you ever watched that one? That's the one where
I've
the two girls go up the radio tower. Have you heard of it?
no, no,
Yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you were thinking of a different The Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, yeah. This one's about these two girls. They one of them's like a rock climber or some shit, and her
Mhm.
boyfriend just died or something, and she's like, "We should climb up this radio tower in his honor or something." They're like, "Yeah, okay." So they both go up the tower. So I have a 75 inch 3D television in the other room, an OLED, and it's curved, whatever. And so I watched that movie for the first time on that 75-inch television. And let me tell you, the director and whoever made that movie, did a really great job of making you get vertigo. Like literally, I felt like I was gonna fall the entire
Oh shit.
fucking movie. Scared the shit out of me. I was like heights. I literally my hands were sweating. My hands are sweating just talking about it. Like it's a good movie if you want to feel uncomfortable. But
Have you seen Hardcore Henry?
no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, so it's an action movie,
Oh,
but it's all in like first person.
okay, all right.
So if you want something that's like,
Oh, like that.
intense,
That's
it's
one
pretty
of the
good.
yeah, yeah. That's an intense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it
I think it's on
uh
Netflix.
is that Netflix? Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I mean, even if it wasn't, I could figure out other ways to get it. Kind of like Civ 5, right? That's so funny.
Where's your Jolly Roger in the background,
Yeah,
man?
I'd say I should have it right here, just waving it right here. Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't pirate anything. No.
Nope. Rude.
Yeah, never, never, never would. All right. Well, awesome. Yeah. Well, this was
Yeah, you.
great.
Yeah.
I had
I.
fun.
Yeah. Same, man. Do you
Yeah.
want to dive back into the book real quick and just kind of bring it full circle?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. Abstinence. So,
Hmm.
are you married?
Nope.
No.
Divorced.
Are you with anybody right now?
Yeah, I got a girlfriend.
Okay, so you're not abstinent at the moment.
No.
Good. Neither am I. I'm married, so though I mean some married couples are abstinent, whether or not they're, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but yeah. So I guess uh, we could kind of connect it a little bit to AI if we're going to talk about this. So what are your feelings on AI? Like your actual true feelings? What do you feel about it
Oh man,
as
I'm,
a
I'm
as a,
terrified that it's gonna remove all the jobs,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. How would you explain, or not explain it, or how would you try to, I guess, coax somebody who was being, let's go back to this, abstinent, right?
Mhm.
From AI. Like, how would you try to coax them into using it?
Um, yeah, if you don't use it, you're gonna get left behind.
That's it. Yeah, that's
Just
it.
like the internet, you know?
Yeah. 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 My godfather, love him very much. He's a great guy. I think he's 77, something like that, 76. And
Mhm.
he's never had a cell phone, never had a computer, never used the internet for anything.
Wow.
And so yeah, so he calls me on a landline all the time. And I have to make sure that I get in touch with him almost immediately, because if I don't, he's gone, whatever. It's like, yeah. But he has me order Amazon for him because he doesn't,
Hmm.
he's like, are you connected to that Amazon thing? I'm like, yeah. He goes, could you order something for me? I'm like, sure. I'm like, but Ricky, that's his name, Ricky. I'm like, Ricky, why don't you just fucking get a cell phone? Like, they're in it. You could get an Obama phone. Like, they're like
Yeah.
really cheap now, whatever. He's like, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not learning something new. That's what he says. He goes, I read the newspaper. I watch the news. That's all I need, and I'm like, okay, man. But like you said, yeah, they'd be left behind. And I feel like in teaching, right, high school,
Mhm.
um, I'm surrounded by older teachers. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself an older teacher. I just look older because I have this beard or whatever. But I'm, like I said, I'm only 2 years older than you, so I'm not
Mhm.
that old. But uh, the teachers that I know that are in their 50s and 60s, right? A lot of them aren't using AI for anything, like to
Wow.
help them with any kind of like planning or grading or any of that stuff. Whereas the younger ones, the 20-year-olds or whatever that I work with,
Mhm.
that's like all they do. They're like, oh yeah, I've already done all my prep, and it's like, oh, did you? Yeah, I just connected my OpenClaw to it, and it just made all this, did all this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool, whatever. I've been using OpenClaw for to do research because like I said, I'm in my doctorate program, and I have
Mhm.
it do research on the specific topic that I'm researching for my doctorate which is reading and literacy. So I have it
Mhm.
look at reading and literacy. It scans EBSCO and all those college databases for the newest papers, and then so I'll go on my Telegram and I'll type in what's the newest paper that came out, and then it'll show me the newest paper and give me like a little summary of it and everything. And if I want to use it
Oh,
for a paper I'm writing, then I can, because it's right there. Um, I mean, the same thing could be done with Google, right? But it's cool to have like some agentic 24/7 thing on that I can connect with, like talking to it like a person on my chat,
mhm.
that I could be like, hey, I'm wondering about this thing. Could you tell me what the best paper to write, whatever? And it could give me like quotes from the paper and shit too that I could use, to make myself sound smarter, stuff like that. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
Have you used any kind of agentic AI yet?
No, aside from Cursor, just using Cursor to like run agents and like do the coding itself.
Yeah.
Not really. I really want to mess with OpenClaw or like
Hermes
shit,
is the other one.
Hermes. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
Hermes is the other one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I fucked with both of them. I like OpenClaw better just because it's the first one, and
Mhm.
it's more updated, I guess. Um, it's more like, even though it's got a bunch of backdoors, so I'm sure like the Chinese government, the Israeli government, all these governments probably have like everything I've ever done on
Yeah.
some data server somewhere. But
Well, if you
yeah,
use AI or Google, I mean that's gonna
yeah, I know
happen.
it's already there anyway. It doesn't matter. And that's that whole old saying. It's like I've got nothing to hide. I don't really care. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
in a anarchist libertarian sense, you shouldn't feel that way, right? Because like they're
Right.
gonna they're gonna come after you eventually. What was
Yeah.
that? When they went after the Jews, I said nothing, and then when they went, and now they're after me. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like it'll
Yeah.
get to that point at some point. Um,
I hope not.
no, I
But
hope
yeah.
not either. But I mean, like the way that the world is,
Yeah.
think the shitty part about knowing your history is being able to
It repeats.
recognize when it
Yeah.
repeats constantly. Yeah, yeah, and it's going to repeat again. I can almost guarantee it. If there's one thing that a human being can be sure of, it's that history will repeat. I think that's the.
Yeah.
But yeah, but abstinence. Back to abstinence. Yeah, being left behind is not good, but also in that same sense, when you the abstinence thing, not being able to live life fully, right?
Mm.
So I haven't had alcohol in 15 years. A
Hmm.
lot of my friends still drink. You know, my wife still drinks. Like people around me still drink, but I don't. And I feel like sometimes when I'm watching them drink, I'm like, oh man, they're having such a good time. I wish I could be having a good time too, because I'm not. I'm all uncomfortable because they're drunk and I'm not. You know that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But then I think about like what alcohol used to do to me when I drink. I don't know. Do you drink right now?
No, very, very,
Very little bit, right? Like
like
a
once
beer
every three
here.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing big, right? Yeah, I can't do that. You see, like if I have
Mhm.
one beer, I have all beers. That's
Fair
that's yeah,
enough.
yeah. If I have one drink, I have all drinks.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, but no, I watch people that are able to like keep it cool and all that stuff, and I get kind of jelly belly about that a little bit. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with like being left behind, right? Like in the AI thing, it's like
Mhm.
if I if I ponder this too much, right? If I sit with it and I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling down on myself, then life's going to just pass me by. And
Yeah.
if you sit and you ponder, oh man, AI is going to take my job, it's going to whatever, and you don't just grab life by the fucking horns and get the AI going, create some vibe coded projects that you could be putting on this man's project launcher, right? I mean, what are you going to,
Yeah.
what more to life is there, right? Now, do you have any plans for the future of this launchpad?
Yeah. So aside from going Web3 and probably going on the Solana chain,
Oh,
um,
Solana, nice. Yeah,
yeah, I'm really waiting for the next platform shift because I think glasses are going to be the next platform shift. I
yeah,
was doing a podcast with Robert Scoble, and he's written like a handful of books on futurism and that sort of stuff.
nice.
And he's like, yeah, it's going to come out in probably this winter, and that's going to be the advent. And you'll have maybe 6 months to catch that window and get as many users as possible, and then the
Yeah,
window's going to close.
yeah,
Just like with the iPhone or mobile phones.
yeah.
So um, I want to do that, but honestly, I picked up a pair of glasses, and all it is like a camera and like audio feedback as opposed
Yeah.
to like
The
the
AR.
AR.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
just kind of like, will it hit? Will it not hit?
What he, I'm sure what he actually is, or what he was trying to say, and I'm sure you picked up on it too, was that like eventually it will get to that, and you need
Yeah.
to be ready for it when it does. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
they have all these AR mock-ups of like people walking down the street, and they could see like ads on the actual building
Mhm.
from the whatever building, like whatever store they're at, or they're walking by, right? So it's like they're walking by like a Bed Bath and Beyond, and there's like a little sign that's AR on the window that says 20% off now if you use this code, but
Mhm.
nobody else could see that but you. So
Mhm.
it's like it's your special code, and it's
Yeah.
on the, you know what I mean? And I've seen shit like that, or like people playing AR games,
Mhm.
just things like that. That's what I'm sure that's what he meant. It's like you have to be, and then come up with apps. So I would say, figure out a way, right? If anybody's listening right now, or anybody in any kind of space is listening to this podcast right now, I'm not the be all end all of technology. Obviously, I'm a little learned, not the be all end all. But look at iPhone, look at Android, look at the top apps on both of those platforms. Try to figure out how you would take those and implement them in augmented reality. And
Oh,
if
bet.
and if you could do that, then you're probably going to be fine, right?
Hmm.
And you beat the big boys to the punch because they're not even thinking about this shit yet,
Yeah.
right? Okay, a lot of these people aren't thinking about it. You beat
Mhm.
them to the punch. Of course, they're probably going to send like a cease and desist and everything. They're going to be like, "Oh, I had that idea first." Fuck them. You've got
Yeah.
the idea. You've got your make your money. Then move on to the next thing, which will be like I don't know, the holodeck or whatever from Star Trek. This
Yeah.
it's definitely
Oh
not
man,
metaverse, unfortunately. But
I'm excited for BCIs,
what are those?
brain computer interfaces.
Oh, okay, so like Neuralink.
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
like non-invasive. So like you can wear a cap and it'll like transmit signals that way as
Oh,
opposed
does
to
do they have something like that?
yeah, so it'll it's like read only at the moment.
Ah,
But Zuckerberg was using it where he was just basically like thinking of images or like phrases and it would like, kind of draw a picture for him and fill out like the text that he's thinking about and all that stuff.
oh wow.
So
Yeah.
it's not like super accurate yet,
No.
but it's coming. So
Yeah, I was trying to convince my wife that I needed this I forget how much it was now. I think it's like $1,600 or something. That I was trying to convince her I needed that. I don't know if you've seen that lucid dreaming strap, that
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Where it shoots like those waves into your brain as you sleep, and then
Mhm.
induces lucid dreaming. I was like, I need that, and then she's like, No, you don't. I'm like, I need that right now. I'm going to buy that, and that's going to be mine. Um, but yeah, I feel like when they figure out a way to, I guess, do, I mean, this is just the, again, it's kind of like Google Glass, right? Was the first
Mhm.
like augmented reality glasses thing that
Mhm.
failed. And then now the metaverse thing with the hollow, VR shit failed. Like all these things are failing. But like you said, and like that, what was his name? Robert
Scoble.
Norvis Scoble, like he said, right? Uh, you have about 6 months to a year, right,
Mhm.
until it like fades away into because with Ray Kurzweil with the whole singularity thing, right? Technology is going to start rapidly becoming like every. It's going to be every 6 months, and then it's going to be every 3 months, and then it's going to be every month, and it's just going to keep. You know what I mean? It's just getting faster
Yeah.
and faster until I would say, I mean, I'll probably be dead when this at like 2050 or 2060 or something until we
Mhm.
get to the pinnacle of basically human ingenuity and figure out faster than life travel. And then that's it. You know what I mean? And that's but I'll
Yeah.
probably be dead. You'll probably be alive. You're 2 years younger than me. I mean, who knows?
Why will you
Um,
be dead? You'll be fine,
I
man.
don't know.
You'll be in your
2060?
60s. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've lived a pretty hardcore life, but
Oh,
no,
fair enough.
and I don't eat very well. I don't know.
Oh, story of my life.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I love me some good. I just had a bunch of Chinese food right now. I love me some good
Hell yeah.
Chinese food. Yeah. What's your favorite go-to food?
Oh, burger by
Oh,
far.
burgers. Yeah, pizza. Pizza's my jam. I could eat
Yeah.
pizza every day if you put it. And pasta. Pasta's like, yeah, forget about it, man. Yeah. Are there any
Right
good?
on.
Are there any good like? Have you ever had a Rocky Mountain oyster? You're in Denver, right?
Never had one, no.
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 You're not interested in having one?
No, not
No.
really.
That's so funny, man. Oh man. All right. Well, I think we'll end it on that note. And
Right on, man.
so hawk the site again a little bit.
Yeah, so it's builders.to. We're a launch pad for software projects and for just projects in general. So if you have like a music project or something like that that you want to launch,
Nice.
get a decent backlink and consistently promote it, just through free advertising and posting to the feed. Yeah, check us out, builders.to.
Sweet. Builders.to. This is the 20th episode, big 20 of Cross Theory. We talked about the abstinence rule from Freud a little bit, but we also talked about Ben and his amazing builders.to project. And I hope everybody goes on there. I hope everybody starts building. And I hope that the world becomes a better place because we're all building and having a great time online. Thank you again, Ben, for being on my show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Robert.
All right,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
Appreciate you.